Yeah, he has. They're better in the standings. They are top. They are on top 4 RSG. However, a little bit low on the power rankings and the standings, or the current standings. In fact, right now, Selena being taken out after being introduced into the game. RSG does not want any Selena action in the game.
I do think that previously for the side of Resurgence, they did win against TSG.
That's right.
Convincingly at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. So I do think it's a really good choice.
The enemy is banning.
I think it's a really good start for them in terms of confidence. They're like, yeah, I'm coming off a win. At least we're going up against MYA. However, MYA hasn't had the best track record thus far, being on the receiving end of the fastest loss against RRQ at 5 minutes and 37 seconds. So I think it's definitely a demotivator there. And considering that Honor MYA's last match was a draw against Asia Cyan, which is one of the top tier teams here, I do believe that it's going to be a little bit, how to say, it's going to be a bit of a challenge of motivation for the side of MYA, but Resurgence definitely ranks lower compared to Asia Cyan.
Yeah.
Do you feel that that kind of mentality can be brought forward here, or should they not look down upon their opponents?
Well, they definitely need to step up their game right here if they do want to make it to the top 4, especially fighting against the number 4, the current number 4 slot right here on the MYA, holding the 4th place, ready to go to the playoffs. But RSG, if they do want to, get there, and they have to step up the game. And speaking of stepping up their game, they do get the Hayabusa for themselves. Really good pickup right there. But however, MYA getting the Cho and Jawhead, a lot of crowd control right off the bat for themselves. MYA, looking strong for the team composition, trying to stop Hayabusa from farming a lot right here.
Okay, so I do think that for the side of Resurgence, they do have very nice pickups here for their first 3 picks, which are going to be Hayabusa, Bane, and Akai.
That's right.
For the side of MYA, however, they do have the Cho and the Jawhead. So we've seen Cho and Jawhead actually synergize really well with each other.
That's right.
With the lockdown of Way of the Dragon, as well as Ejector, as well as Devastating Force, Unstoppable Force. From the side of the Jawhead. So I do like this pickup here, the Vexana and the Alice pickup. What do you think about
your
these 2
team
pickups?
is picking?
Excuse me, Alice, Natalia.
That's Natalia right there, the sneaky assassins. Natalia is the only hero that is able to go invisible in the game right here. It could be game changing for MYA. MYA wants to take a game off RSG, demotivating them a little bit more, but they do have the Akai, they do have the Kagura along with the Kaya to match up their whole team composition right here. It's looking pretty solid so far, a lot of engagement. They do have the Akai for this engagement along with Kagura as well, so it's pretty good. But on the side of Honor MYA right here, Peking and Natalia could be really good or really bad for them, but MYA has been known to play Natalia really well. So let's see how the game. I can't really make a decision right here. What do you think? Who will take the game right here?
Well, it's pretty hard to say as of right now based on the composition alone. However, I do like the fact that when we look at the composition for the side of Honor MYA, they do have some really interesting abilities on these heroes, in the sense that Cho is able to lock people down. The fact that Minotaur is able to stay really alive and is able to basically delay the fight as well.
That's right.
In terms of range, however, I feel that they might be lacking mainly because of the Kagura's being able to zone people out from far away. So between these 2 teams, when you look at Resurgence and MYA, who has the better range abilities here in terms of fighting from a distance and doing a lot of damage from a distance?
Kagura is really strong right here because he does have the range, as you mentioned, and she's able to jump in and out with her skills. But Vexana, speaking of range though, Vexana does have the range as well, so let's see. Alright, we're gonna go into the game. Remember, this game is brought to you by C Gamer Mall. So for everything regarding gaming and online purchases, make sure to go to C Gamer Mall. Register now and you might be able to get away with some awesome discounts. Who knows, you might even be able to walk away with some more diamonds than usual. So that's right. Coming
into this, we are going to see usual rotations here. Nothing much special from either side of the team. We do see that there's going to be a very quick pause here. We're going to switch back to the casters for the meantime, however. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this particular setup here, and let's just say that in an ideal world, what do these two teams need to do in order for them to basically scale up into a successful mid-game or... Okay, let me rephrase that entire question. What are the keys to victory for Resurgence and MYA?
Well, for Resurgence, they have a really solid team composition here. They have Bane that has a lot of damage. They have a really, top-notch assassin mage, Kagura. Kaya, I still don't get why Kaya is so popular. I mean, they could have picked like Hylos, which is like way more effective. I mean, but Kaya does his job really well. He can pull Natalia when he sees her. It's really good as well. Hayabusa.
I mean, Hayabusa is...
Do we need to explain that?
Well, you have to understand that we have a lot of, for some of the higher... So for some of the higher ELO players, I'm definitely sure they understand. But for some of the lower ELO players or some of those who actually start playing out...
Yeah, right.
The reason why Hayabusa is either picked or banned is mainly because of the split pushing capabilities that he has. The mobility is just insane. And I feel that as a hero on its own right, if you get a Hayabusa ahead... he can actually just do so much damage in terms of bursting people down. So
way too much.
Between these two teams, for MYA as well as Resurgence, who has the better advantages in terms of burst and at what stages of the game?
I was talking about RSG having a solid composition, but they're more about, having some disengaging potential for Hayabusa to split push and farm up into the late game until they are unstoppable. But for MYA right here, they have to stop RSG from doing that. They have to Natalia. If Natalia gets a really good start early on into the game, that would be really, really great for MYA. They have the Cho, they have the Jawhead, and they have the Minotaur. We were seeing Minotaur being picked by Azure Cyan yesterday, right? So that went really well because they have Fasha that is constantly trying to run away because they can't really see. They were picking Fasha to siege towers, but unfortunately they are getting jumped all over by Gushin, by Kancha. But right here they have Cho, they have the Jawhead to protect the Natalia and the Waxana, which will be the two main damage dealers. I mean, Jawhead does a lot of damage as well, and Minotaur will be lasting really, really long because of his tankiness, because of his healing potential. So MYA does have a little bit of a defensive stance, but they can be offensive if Natalia just goes really, does really, really well in the early game. And it depends on the positioning for MYA.
Okay, so a lot of positioning and a lot of early game performances for the side of MYA.
Right.
So how can Resurgence actually take advantage of that mindset here? I mean, you've told us already what kind of keys to victory that MYA actually needs. So how can... because of that kind of mentality, of that key to victory mentality that MYA wants to actually adopt into their gameplay, how do you think the Resurgence could actually take advantage of it and try to upset the Malaysian team?
Well, I would say RSG early on, not really strong. They do have the mid-game spike with Kagura and along with Hayabusa, which MYA does have to stop. MYA has a really, really strong composition as well. So let's see how this go on. So right now we're looking at a 2-1-2 composition. Kagura in the middle lane, Natalia trying to take the buff on the top side of the map right here. A little bit of proxy farming for RSG. They're trying to stop MYA for having all these snowbally Natalia kills right here. On the bottom side of the map right here, Kagura tries to get onto the Minotaur. Minotaur just casually walks away. Ooh, jumps onto him though.
I mean, Minotaur will be able to get away mainly because of the tankiness that is readily available for him. So VL was wise to just say, yeah, just do a little bit of poke damage from a decent range and just back away from it entirely. So very good, how to say, choice there coming in for the side of Resurgence's VL. However, MYA as well, no kills onto the bracket at all for any of these teams. No big purchases or no big takes of objectives here. So at this stage of the game, when it's so early on, do you feel that early buff rates could actually... Oh, wait, before anything though, Lmao is going to get taken down. Zion with the kill onto Lmao.
After a bad start already, 2 minutes in, RSG gets a kill for themselves. They spike their gold advantage for themselves, but however, MYA going for the turtle for that space creator on the bottom side of the map right here. Let's see whether they are able to get the turtle for themselves.
Now VT now goes in with the ring and the turtle goes goes over to the side of Resurgence. That was a nice little turtle steal coming in from the side of Resurgence, but will it be enough to score another kill here? This could be a big advantage for the side of Resurgence if they're able to get it. There goes the ultimate there, but it's not going to be enough. A kill coming in. 1 for 1, no, 2 for nothing in favor of Resurgence.
3-0 already, almost 3 minutes in. Natalia barely survives that. I don't know whether she will be able to survive that. Gets the kill for that Kagura. RSG doing really well. 4-0, 3 minutes in. They got the turtle. They got the advantage they need. They are here to dominate on the MYA after a bad start. They are trying to climb the hole. They just dug for themselves right here. Natalia, not doing really well. It's level 4. It's being one of the lowest levels in the game right here. Everybody on RSG is already level 5 and level 6. On the MYA has to take the game back for themselves if they want to win the series and hold on to their top 4 spots right here. RSG looking really strong right here. Kaya trying to jump away from that Cho. Kagura in the middle lane. Everybody on RSG trying to close down to the middle lane tower.
Okay, we do see that Flint now is going to start off that Hermit Crab. Not too far behind. Qtpiexoxo will go for the spit. Misses it out, but oh my goodness, look at the amount of damage that Flint gets taken up. There is a beautiful hit on the Jeet Kundo coming in for the side of MYA, and doesn't look very good for the side of MYA so early on. Resurgence now 5 kills in the counter, in the pockets as it is, with almost 4,000 gold, almost 5,000 gold advantage in their favor.
I would say that MYA does have a good late game composition because Natalia, as she goes into the late game, she can be really deadly. But who does she target though? Does she target the Hayabusa that will be really strong in the late game as well? Or does she go for the Kagura that will be able to just jump away from her silence and just neglect that? Kagura trying to go in, trying to get the Wixana.
This is going to be bad here. That goes a beautiful knock up there as VL now is going to get taken down. This is going to be more and more fights as Resurgence now bringing the fight towards MYA, but oh no, MYA now turning it around. There goes the ultimate and a triple kill going over to the side of Lmao. Lmao, nicely done for the side of MYA.
MYA coming back for themselves. Bane is here to take the turtle. The space was created for RSG though. Bane flickers away. Will be getting caught by the Natalia along with the Cho as well. Minotaur trying to tag the tower. Cho will be going down for this though. Will be punished for this dive. Bane does get a kill before he dies. It is 1-to-1 exchange. It is really well played by the Bane.
Alright, now Lmao over into a lot of trouble here. The spot missions go down. Nice little juke there.
Wow.
We'll be able to get away. Oh, unstoppable force. Oh!
What was that?
Wow! Lmao at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, just showing what is this?
What?
Lmao with an amazing outplay.
That Jawhead, this is why Jawhead is constantly being banned. If you build full damage, you are able to burst anyone down right there. MYA looking really strong right here. LMAO, Lmao trying to carry the game for themselves. He's laughing his way, laughing away after getting the kill right there. Kagura, I would be happy.
I would be laughing too, and considering the amount of skill, it was really impressive to see Lmao do it the way he did against VL, and the fact is that he was able to use he was able to dodge that skill shot and just come in with the unstoppable force. I think was just really good from the side of Lmao.
RSG having having a really strong composition for team fights, and is also focusing on their objectives as well. They have not lost any towers just yet. They lost 1 tower on the bottom side of the map, but they had to give it because of the positioning that they were doing in the middle game. They have 2 turtles for themselves. The goal advantage is just through the roof right now. They're 18k to 15k right now. They do have 1 kill. They do have 1 kill more than on the MYA, but they're still controlling the game.
Oh, there goes the way of the dragon right onto Zion. Zion now is pretty tanky. The ace now tries to go for it. Oh, beautiful ultimate onto 2. There goes the unstoppable force. Now Lmao unstoppable as it is. And there goes 1 kill coming in from the side of MYA. MYA 2 for nothing in their favor here, as they'll be able to pushing out. And it's going to be mid-turret that gets taken down for the side of MYA. MYA now slowly grasping at the lead here to try to steal it away from the side of Resurgence. Oh nice flicker there coming in from Qtpiexoxo, not wanting anything to do with any members of Honor MYA. However, there goes the knock up right into the back kick, and it's going to be Shadow and V as well. It's not too far off. We'll be able to take it out. Qtpiexoxo was really tanky, but it was just inevitable death for him.
As I was saying, RSG, I was saying that they were dominating and controlling the game, but MYA having a great team fight. You know, 7 minutes in, they have a good team fight for themselves. They pick up the heroes along with the Minotaur stuns, gets 3 players, you know, stunned up, and just, you know, just wrecked them and took the middle tower for themselves. They have actually more towers taken compared to RSG right now. They're really objective focused, and they should continue to do it. You know, Hayabusa trying to get that for himself. Oh,
that was a very wise choice here. Now Zane now is going to be fighting off, and it might be a fight that Zane will regret to take. Smart missiles to come down right into the unstoppable force, with other members of the side of MYA now coming in to close up the distance. This could be very interesting for the side of MYA to take this fight here. Look at the amount of damage that VL is doing from a distance with the umbrellas. The Ace will be the first to go down, and it's going to go down to Zion. Zion now looking towards getting the fight, and it's going to be more and more kills for the side of Resurgence now. Going to get taken down. It's already 3 members down. Only 2 members on the side of MYA are down as it is, and this could be bad for Zion. Zion is tanky, but doesn't have any damage, and 1 more ejector could be enough. Right into it. Just 1 more hit, and there goes the smart missiles from the side of MYA's Lmao to secure the fight and kill.
MYA team fighting really well and playing really well executed their strategies into the late game. They have the Natalia, you know, level 10 already. You know, they're trying to balance the skill right here. They're only 23,000 gold to 24,000 gold. RSG, you know, losing the edge, losing the advantage right here on the MYA, showing them why they're on the top 4 right now.
Well, on MYA now definitely showing why they belong there, but whether or not they'll be able to maintain there or go higher or lower is yet to be seen. You do see the Ace now, beautiful 5-man ultimate, if I'm not wrong, 4-man ultimate. A killing spree for the side of Lmao. Lmao now looking to throwing out those smart missiles. Will they be able to connect and drop someone down? It's going to be VT that gets taken down with the kill credit going over to Shadow V.
Wow, Minotaur taking so much punishment for himself and just, you know, taking the damage for his team right here. That was a really great pick, and Honor MYA should be really honored to have that Minotaur on their side to take so much damage, along with the, you know, along with the healing for his teammate Natalia roaming around trying to look for an opening. Lon is spawned on the bottom side of the map right here, bottom river, and Honor MYA looking to control that right here. They have 5 kills ahead of RSG 10 minutes in right now, and they might want to close the game for themselves, but it's still the middle game. They have to control the fight right here.
Alright, Padel could be in a big spot here. Zion now going for that nice little spin to win Hurricane there, and it's going to be Honor that gets taken down. Beautifully done from the side of MYA though, but it might not be ideal fighting spot for the side of MYA. Actually, for the side of Resurgence to fight this off. Resurgence are going to get taken down 1 by 1. Last member now is going to stand up. Will he be able to walk away? He will be able to walk away. Limps away. 3 for 4 in favor of MYA.
MYA could take the lot right now, but they do not have so much damage for themselves, so they're gonna rotate to the bottom lane, gets the jungle, will be pushing the bottom turret for themselves, getting more turrets on the side. They're losing out in terms of turrets, and as we can see, the gold advantage is on you know, the blue team side, always RSG, but it is sliding down towards Honor MYA. Honor MYA always constantly checking the gold advantage for RSG, and they have been winning the team fights. They have been showing their dominance right here. I don't even know that I might even say that RSG might be thinking they're behind right now, because they have been constantly losing this fight, although they do have the goal advantage for themselves.
I mean, goal advantage is one thing. I mean, when you look at it from the grand scheme of things, the goal advantage is just about maybe 2005, 2006.
Having items right there.
I mean, there are only a few items, but what's most important is how that particular how that particular amount of resources will be able to translate into you having a lot more experience with it. But we do see that MYA's Padel now taking a lot of damage from the side of Zane. Zane now on cooldown, tries to go for it, gets the miss instead. But over to the bot side, we do see that the spin to win is going to break out, and the fight is going to be good as they're going to go for the dive. Over to the top side is going to be Flint. They're going to take it down, and over meantime in the mid side, the Ace as well will be shot down to almost near NHP.
This is what I was talking about. Hayabusa at this point, 12 minutes in, is already too strong for them to deal with. They had two people try to deal with that Hayabusa, but Hayabusa took both of them out, and it's on the top lane, taking the tower. RSG taking the Lord as well, taking so much objectives from the hell, really strong in the late game.
Oh, get boomed there coming in from the side of Zion.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the Lord has been slain by RSG though. Kagura did take it for RSG, and my goodness, on MYA they did have a little bit of team fighting control of the game, but RSG, knowing what they've picked and know how to execute what they're trying to do, they just wait out the you know for Hayabusa, to farm and to be so strong, even Natalia and Cho can't take him out.
Well, okay, when a Hayabusa gets strong, what kind of strategies you as a player would apply?
That's almost none. The strategy that you do is you get 2 to 3 people to take him down, which is extremely difficult, which is what we were looking at right now, and which is why most teams like to ban Hayabusa, because it just takes so much manpower to take down Hayabusa.
Manpower could be an issue here as we push up into their core. So we do see that for the side of Resurgence, they are building up the pressure over to the bot side here, and we do see the Kaja now going for the ring.
Hayabusa solo pushing in the middle lane, gets the silence, but he's trying to run away. He will be fine. He does have the lifesteal, gets the shadow kill, getting his life back for himself. Natalia really low.
Flint is dangerously low and beautifully done there, coming in from the side of Resurgence.
Now, full health.
There's going to be more and more VL not too far off. Tries to go for it. Final Spark has not hit. And it be though. Oh, that was so close, but no. It's going to Zion that takes the kill. Could it be Resurgence now that gets the kill for them against MYA?
RSG winning the game for themselves with a great draft, and also playing the right cards. Does not scale too far away, and they've won 1-0 against Honor MYA. RSG taking the first game.
Alright, I think that was a really exciting game there, coming in from those two teams, and I can't wait to see what else is in store here. Let's talk a little bit about itemization before we move forward. Edward, so what particular items did you like about this entire game?
Bane having the MVP right there. I like that Hayabusa